Next Gen presents A Shonen in Your Mind. Taisen Kogeki.
離さないこの鼓動が止まってしまう時まで誇れるもの一つ抱えて動き始める
The sun hangs low in the sky, casting long shadows over the bustling city of Hino. A sea of people fills the streets, their murmurs a mix of anticipation and unease. In the center of it all stands a giant guillotine, its blade gleaming in the fading light. Minister Miso, composed but visibly weary, stands tall beside her colleagues from the Council of Seven. Below them, an accused traitor kneels, bound and resigned to their fate. With a heavy sigh, Minister Miso steps forward, her voice carrying over the crowd.
It saddens me dearly to have to execute one of my own. Even if the accused is an outlier, I understand how this is troubling for our community. But in a time of peace, we must make the difficult choices. We must do what we must to survive, to protect the peace, even if it means silencing those who seek to destroy it.
Her words hang in the air as the crowd mutters in agreement, some nodding, others looking uncertain, but all compelled to silence by her authority. The tension is palpable. From somewhere in the crowd, a lone voice rises, trembling with despair. In that moment, the world holds its breath. The sharp clang of the guillotine's mechanism fills the silence before the heavy blade falls with a sickening thud, cutting through the stillness like a death knell. At the same instant, the sky above shifts. A dove bursts from the center of the square, its wings beating frantically. It is followed by a swarm of crows, dark and foreboding, blotting out the fading light. The dove soars higher, disappearing into the distance, a fleeting symbol of peace lost, while the crows circle ominously above. The scene opens with the serene, yet imposing structure of the temple, its ancient stones worn by time and the weight of tradition. Inside, the air smells of incense, the faint sound of a broom sweeping the stone floors, filling the quiet.
Chio, for the last time, you need to take your responsibilities seriously. You're not a little girl anymore. As I grow older, I'll need your help more than ever in this place. Maybe one day you'll become the head mother yourself, if you apply what I teach you.
Chio, sitting at the far corner, stifles a yawn, her eyes half closed as she flips through a book about battle tactics, her mind clearly elsewhere. Mother Baba's sharp gaze catches her, and with a swift motion, she hurls another book in Chio's direction.
Ow! Pay attention!
Chio, fed up with the scolding, slams the book shut and stands on the table, her voice rising as she declares her dreams to the room.
For the last time, I'm not gonna be a head mother or even a temple maiden. I'm gonna be a soldier, and then a city minister like the great minister Miso.
She stands there, defiant, as Mother Baba's face twists in disapproval. With a swift motion, she strikes Chio's foot with the broom, sending her stumbling off the table and crashing to the floor.
That's Honorable Minister Miso to you. Besides, how could you ever think you'd become a soldier in the great city of Hino? You're an outlier, child, and you need to know your place. There's a role here for you, just like everyone else. In your position, you should be blending in, not dreaming of standing out.
I don't wanna blend in, Mama Baba.
Mother Baba, fuming, raises her hand and slaps Chio sharply across the face.
Fool! I told you not to use that accent in this temple. While you're here, you will speak properly, like a lady. You say you don't want to blend in, yet you want to be a soldier in the city. A minister. You'll never make it with that attitude. Now go outside and help your sisters with the laundry. I don't want to hear another word of this nonsense.
Yes, Mother Baba.
With a heavy heart, Chio trudges toward the door, her head hung low. As she steps outside, the weight of her dreams feels even heavier than before. Chio steps into the quiet back courtyard of the temple, the air fresh with the scent of drying laundry. Her eyes fall on Mimi, one of her temple sisters, who is struggling to hang the clothes properly. Frustration clouds her face as she huffs in annoyance.
Ugh! I can't find any clothespins. Sister Asa probably took them all again. Damn her!
Chio walks over, a smirk playing on her lips. Without warning, she flicks Mimi lightly on the head, interrupting her complaints.
Ow! Hey, little one. Didn't Mother Baba tell us not to blame others without cause? Isn't that considered unbecoming of us sisters?
Mimi rubs her head, still frowning but rolling her eyes.
I know she took my pins because she lost hers again. And she's afraid to ask Mother Baba for new ones. She knows Baba will scold her for being careless. Calm down, don't have a heart attack. I'll get you some new pins from the old Baba Yaga. Don't worry about it. I'm used to her yelling by now anyway.
But Mimi's response is sharp and quick, catching Chio off guard.
No, you don't understand.
Chio pauses, her playful expression faltering. She looks at Mimi, surprised by the intensity of her outburst.
Those pins, they're special. I got them from my mom before she...
Her voice trails off as she struggles to hold back the tears. Chio's demeanor softens instantly. She steps forward, placing a reassuring hand on Mimi's shoulder, her expression filled with determination and warmth.
Don't worry. I'll get them back for you. I'll make sure of it.
Mimi looks up at her, her tears slowly fading as a smile breaks through.
Thanks, Chio.
Chio gives her a playful wink before turning to leave, a quiet promise hanging in the air. The sound of a quill scratching against paper fills the otherwise silent office. Minister Miso sits behind a grand oak desk, stacks of documents and reports surrounding her. The early morning light filters through the window, highlighting the faint lines of exhaustion on her face. She pauses for a moment, pinching the bridge of her nose, when a knock at the door breaks her focus.
Enter.
The door creaks open, and her assistant, Izawa, steps in with his usual laid-back air. Before he can say a word, Miso grabs a clipboard from her desk and hurls it at him. It hits him square in the face with a dull thwack.
You're late.
Izawa staggers slightly, rubbing his face where the clipboard landed. He raises an eyebrow, his tone dripping with mock innocence.
Jeez, why are you always so cranky in the morning? I brought your coffee if that helps.
Before he can finish, the sound of hurried footsteps echoes down the hallway. A child bursts into the office, barreling straight into Izawa. The impact sends the coffee flying, splattering onto the floor with a dramatic splash.
Hey, Mom!
Izawa glances at the spilled coffee, his expression remaining calm despite the chaos.
Well, I had your coffee.
Miso lets out an audible sigh, dragging her hand down her face in a gesture of pure frustration. She looks up to see her son, Kenta, beaming at her, completely oblivious to the tension in the room.
Hello, Kenta. Come here and give your mother a hug.
Kenta rushes toward her with open arms, while Miso braces herself, her earlier irritation fading ever so slightly as she greets him.
Isn't that just adorable?
Shut up. Now, do you have the report?
I got it right here.
Great.
Mommy, is that ugly man bothering you?
Ugly man?
The air hangs heavy with an awkward pause, broken only by the faint rustle of papers as Miso takes the report. She clears her throat, pretending not to notice. Miso glances down at her son with a faint smirk, her tone shifting to a light, almost teasing cadence.
Oh no. He's just doing his job. He's supposed to bother me. As a matter of fact, me and the ugly man were about to discuss some matters your handsome little ears shouldn't be privy to.
Handsome little ears?
Miso shifts her gaze toward Izawa, fixing him with a sharp, warning glare. He stiffens slightly, but doesn't dare respond.
Oh, okay. I understand. I'm going to see what Daddy's doing.
That's a great idea.
Miso nods, her voice calm, but eager to usher him along. Kenta spins around and dashes toward the door. But in his excitement, he barrels into Izawa again, nearly knocking him off balance.
Hey, watch out.
No time, ugly man.
He sticks his tongue out at Izawa before darting out of the room, his laughter echoing in the hallway. Izawa stands frozen for a moment, rubbing his temple and muttering under his breath.
I'm never babysitting, and I'm never having kids.
By the way, Kenta,
Yes, ma'am?
knock before you enter, even if the door's already open. And tell your father that I want chicken tonight, not steak. I'm so very tired of steak.
Kenta's eyes light up as he snaps to attention, throwing her an enthusiastic salute.
Will do, ma'am.
Miso straightens up and returns the salute, her expression softening for a brief moment.
Good.
Chicken over steak, huh? High priority business as usual.
Miso shoots him a sidelong glare, but says nothing, already returning her focus to the report in her hand. The light-heartedness from moments ago has vanished, replaced by a tense stillness. Miso remains behind her desk, her hands resting lightly on the scattered papers. She looks up at Izawa, her expression calm but expectant.
So, what do you have for me?
Bad news. Very bad news.
What is it?
It's the Yami.
Miso narrows her eyes, her focus sharpening as a chill seems to settle over the room.
It can't be.
Told you it was bad.
How could this have happened?
Intel teams from the southeast have been tracking multiple signs of ritualistic activity. The Black Woods, specifically. Seems like they've been gathering forces there for a while now.
The Black Woods. That means...
They were plotting right under our allies' noses all along.
Miso's composed facade cracks for just a moment, her eyes widening in shock. Her hand tightens slightly on the edge of her desk as the gravity of the situation sinks in. The silence that follows is heavy, loaded with unspoken implications. A heavy silence lingers in the room as Miso lowers herself back into her chair, her eyes scanning the report in her hands. The faint rustle of paper seems deafening in the stillness. Across from her, Izawa sinks into the chair opposite her desk. With practiced ease, he pulls a cigarette from his pocket, lights it, and takes a slow drag, the ember briefly illuminating his face.
Yeah, either that, or they're working together.
Look, Miso, as your best friend, I love you, but you can't help rule a nation if you don't trust your own judgment. You've had our military forces on peace missions across the world, including the South. Ishikoku has always been loyal to our nation. They wouldn't let something like this happen unanswered if they knew.
I know. I still don't like that we had to travel so far to do their work for them. Do they not have an ops team looking into this? That being said, where the hell is my Charlie team that got this intel in the first place?
Miso slams the report down onto the desk, her composure unraveling. Izawa leans back in his chair, exhaling a long plume of smoke that swirls into the air. His tone is calm, but grim.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. They were...
The hum of city life surrounds Chio and Mimi as they stroll through the bustling streets of District 7. The clatter of carts and chatter of merchants create a lively backdrop, punctuated by Chio unwrapping a chocolate bar with exaggerated relish.
Man, these chocolate bars are amazing. You might want to be careful eating that kind of stuff. You know what Mother Baba thinks about candy. It'll
Make you fat and unwanted. Yeah, I've heard it 1,000 times.
She might have a point.
She's got no point. I mean, I run just about every day, so there's no way I'll get that. And as for being unwanted, I'm already unwanted. So there's no need to worry about that.
You shouldn't say such things.
Just speaking facts. Now, are you sure Asa came this way?
Yes, I'm sure this is where she went. Also, Chio, why do you run all the time? It's like you usually run everywhere.
It's training.
Training? Training for what?
Before Chio can answer, they approach a group of girls gathered on the bridge. Their conversation halts abruptly as they turn to stare. Among them are several wearing crisp military academy uniforms, their posture and presence unmistakable. One girl stands out, Asa, clad in her temple maiden robes. A beggar sits nearby, slumped against the bridge railing, his face obscured by a wide straw hat. He appears to be asleep. Asa leans toward one of the uniformed girls and whispers, her tone low but sharp.
That's the girl that wants to be you so bad.
I'm sorry. What was that? Can the little mouse squeak louder so the cool kids can hear it? You know, Asa, I don't get you. You speak so soft, yet your ears are so big. Like, how does that even work? You think with ears like that, you could hear all the crap that comes out of your mouth?
A ripple of tension runs through the group. Asa's face flushes with anger, her calm demeanor shattered.
You outling insolent harlot. I've never seen Asa this upset before. I kind of like it.
Outlier. Really? You guys are gonna have to come up with some better insults than that.
The girl Asa had whispered 2 steps forward, her posture stiff with arrogance.
I've got one.
Oh, yeah? And who might you be?
Aiko Watanabe. I'm sure you've heard of me.
No, never.
I'm third in line for the Watanabe fortune. You never heard of Watanabe silver.
Not ringing a bell.
Chio eyes her with a raised eyebrow, unfazed.
Mimi, have you heard of him?
No, not at all.
Aiko's eyes widen, clearly taken aback. She stumbles for words, the shock evident on her face.
Just know we're very popular.
Chio shrugs, her indifference apparent.
This is so boring. Look, Whatever you say, lady. Can we just get to the part where you throw your insult so I can knock your teeth in? I've got more important things to do, like getting my friend's stuff back that your little mouse stole.
Why, you little...
I didn't steal anything. That's not true. You took my pins. What? You mean your stupid clothespins? You let me have those. No, I didn't. I said you could borrow them. There's a big difference. Borrow, take. It's all the same, right?
Mimi and Chio snap back in unison.
No,
it's not. I would never give you my mother's pins. They're the last memory I have of her.
Asa freezes for a moment, a flicker of confusion crossing her face. She stares at Mimi, processing the weight of what she just said.
Mother's pins?
Aiko, sensing the growing tension, steps forward with a cold smirk, eager to escalate things.
I'll fight you for them.
Chio blinks, incredulous, as she glances between Aiko and Mimi.
What? Over some clothespins?
These aren't just any old clothespins. They were made with Watanabe silver. Only a few were ever sold in rotation. These pins are not only valuable to the black market, but to my family's company for future products.
You're fighting to make money? That's so sad.
Do we have a deal?
Asa, her voice trembling with hesitation, steps in, clearly uncomfortable with the turn of events. She lowers her voice, trying to diffuse the situation.
Hey, we don't have to do this. We can just give them back. I mean, they were hers first.
Shut up! She was right. You are a little mouse.
Aiko's eyes flash with fury, and she interrupts Asa harshly. Her voice cutting. Asa recoils, her face falling with the sting of the insult, visibly devastated by the harsh words. Chio, undeterred, turns to Mimi with a confident smile, her voice resolute.
Deal.
What? Chio, no! You don't have to.
Do you want them back or not?
Chio places a hand on her shoulder, offering a slight smile.
This is the real world, Mimi. We're not back at the temple. Just trust me. I'll win.
Mimi, taking in Chio's words, nods with newfound determination.
Right.
If you idiots are done talking, then we can begin.
With that, Chio and Aiko take their positions in the center of the bridge. The other academy girls form a tight circle around them, their gazes sharp and expectant. The tension is thick, and the atmosphere hums. The air is tense, and the crowd of academy girls murmurs in anticipation. One of them steps forward, raising her hand to signal the start of the match, her voice clear and commanding.
This will be a one-round match. The fight ends when one person is incapacitated and unable to continue. No killing blows. Any form of non-lethal combat may be used. If both sides are ready, we can begin.
I'm ready. I'll put you in your place, outlier. I'll show you just how different we truly are. You maidens are nothing but glorified temple maintenance workers. You can't fight anyway. I'll end you and wipe that annoying smirk right off your face.
Let's do this. This is my chance to show I'm better than any of these academy brats.
Asa, standing off to the side, watches with growing concern. Her mind races with doubt and regret.
This isn't a good idea. I feel bad now. Lord, please stop this fight. Lord, please stop this fight. Lord, please stop this fight. Lord, please stop this fight.
Thanks for the confidence, Mimi. Now shut up and watch.
Lord, please let Chio kick her ass. Amen.
Fight!
Back in Miso's office, the room is tense. The quiet hum of the office contrasts with the urgency of the conversation unfolding. Miso and Izawa are standing before a large map, tracing lines and movements. Izawa, focused and steady, points at the map with a stick.
Charlie Team is on their way to Delta Team's position to help them with the Yami investigation.
But why? That's not as important at the moment. I need Charlie Team focused on finding Takahashi. not wasting time on some crazed religious cult. I need them back here, now. A potential coup in our ranks takes priority.
Hold on, Miso. Normally, you'd be right, but this is different.
Then what aren't you telling me, Izawa?
I didn't tell you this, but one of Abe's intel agents came back a few hours ago with an SOS signal from a village southwest of here. The village of Mao, I think. It was about some hoodlums causing trouble on a local farm. We sent some soldiers to handle it, addressing it as just a minor issue.
So, what's the real problem here, Izawa?
The problem is with one of the thugs we apprehended.
Izawa's voice grows heavier, his eyes narrowing as he shifts uncomfortably. Before he can finish, Miso cuts him off.
Izawa!
On his neck, he had the black mark.
Miso freezes, her eyes widening in disbelief, her voice shaking with a mix of horror and urgency.
What?
So that means...
That means the Yami's reach is farther than we expected. What the hell is going on?
A close-up of the map, specifically focusing on the village of Mao. The location seems insignificant, yet now it holds the key to everything. The sound of rustling hay and creaking wood echoing in the dimly lit farm shed. The air is heavy with tension. 3 Hino soldiers stand in a tight circle, their eyes narrowed. The sharp click of their boots against the wooden floor, the only sound breaking the silence. In the center, a bruised and battered thug kneels, his shirt torn and his back exposed, his face streaked with dirt. The desperation in his voice cuts through the air as he speaks.
Please, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten in days.
Not until you tell me what the hell an Aizu thug is doing with that mark on his neck.
Look, man, just send me to the authorities, okay? I did something wrong, I get it. I shouldn't have stolen from the old man's cabbage patch. I was just hungry.
And you're going to stay that way if you don't talk.
Are you guys deaf? I told you 1,000,000,000 times. I was sleeping. I just woke up with it on my neck. When I saw it, I thought it was some kind of tick bite or a birthmark.
The soldiers exchange wary glances.
So you thought you got a birthmark in the middle of the night? What, do we look stupid to you?
I'm telling you. I swear it's true.
As the outside of the shed, the sounds of crickets and the rustling of wind through trees fill the air. Abe stands calmly, his eyes focused, as he gently holds his fingers above a small ant pile. His fingertips glow faintly with chi energy, the ants scattering beneath his touch. Jiro, standing nearby, lazily takes a smoke break, the soft puff of his cigarette cutting through the stillness.
I never understood how you guys use ants.
It's not necessarily the ants I care about, but more so their tunnels. They're connected for miles, and it's way faster to transmit information through them than your asinine birds.
You watch your mouth, boy. Those birds won us many battles back in the day.
Your loyalty knows no bounds. It makes you somewhat pleasant to be around.
Wish I could say the same for you. What happened with you and Ayane?
Don't talk about her. She's special, but we're too different.
Yeah. Just know you only live once, my friend.
Abe quickly shifts his focus back to the ant pile, the glow of chi reigniting at his fingertips. Moments later, he exhales in satisfaction.
And done. This should alert any team within a 100-mile radius, as well as Kuzu's nest back home.
Jiro sighs dramatically, flicking the remnants of his cigarette onto the ground. He smirks as he crushes it under his boot.
Great. Now we gotta go back inside. Thanks a lot.
If you don't like torture, then why do you do it?
Abe raises an eyebrow at him, his tone now dry. Jiro pauses for a moment, his face briefly losing its playful edge before he chuckles lightly.
Exactly.
What? I don't get you sometimes.
The two exchange a look before heading back toward the shed. The weight of their responsibilities looms as the sound of muffled voices from inside grows louder. The air outside the shed feels heavy, the tension from within bleeding into the atmosphere. Jiro leans back for a moment, his demeanor shifting from playful to somber. He stares at the last ember of his cigarette before grinding it under his boot.
There's a storm coming, Abe.
Abe tilts his head, his brow furrowing in confusion. Jiro doesn't respond immediately. His expression grows serious, his gaze drifting upward toward the horizon. The sky is changing, dark clouds rolling in, their edges tinged with an ominous gray. The wind picks up slightly, rustling the nearby fields. A long pause follows, the weight of his words hanging in the air. He finally glances at Abe, his expression grave.
And people like me are going to be needed more than ever before.
The sound of distant thunder rumbles faintly, underscoring his words. Abe looks at Jiro, a hint of unease crossing his face. For the first time, he doesn't have a quick retort. The scene fades, leaving only the growing hum of the approaching storm. Cut to the Black Woods team. The Black Woods were still, the air heavy with damp earth and an unspoken tension.
Don't worry, you'll be patched up in no time, but you have to stay quiet.
Kurata Tabito kneels beside Juba, his hands glowing faintly with soft green chi as he works to seal the bleeding from her lower abdomen.
Not worried at all. This isn't my first rodeo, kid.
Her uniform is torn, and crimson stains seep through the fabric around the wound. An ant emerges from the hill, its movements unnaturally precise as it carries a tiny fragment of chi energy on its back. Miyazato throws a glare in Kurata's direction, his annoyance visible.
Both of you, shut up! One of ours is coming.
You were always a tight ass, just like your pops.
Oh, please. I'm nothing like that insufferable man.
Now look who's talking.
Hush! I must concentrate.
Miyazato gently picks up the ant and closes his eyes, pressing two glowing fingers to its antennae. The energy intensifies as he extracts the information it carries, his face twisting in concentration.
Well, we got reinforcements or what?
It's strange. It's a message from Abe, from the south.
The south? What on earth is an intel team doing down there? It's just cows and farmland?
No way.
Miyazato's face changes as the weight of the message hits him. He freezes for a moment, his expression shifting to fear.
What is it?
The Black Mark. It's been found in Mao.
Black Mark?
The words hang in the air like a death sentence. Suddenly, Juba coughs violently.
Juba, no!
It's okay, kid. It's just my time, that's all.
No, don't say that.
Blood staining her lips. Kurata's hands shake as tears begin to fall. Juba coughs again, her voice faltering, but steady with resolve.
Don't you dare cry for me. You always were weak. That's probably why I always admired you.
What?
Your compassion. The love you can I guess. I wish I could do the same.
Miyazato watches silently. sadness flickering in his eyes, though he keeps his focus on the ant pile. Suddenly, Akira Shuko drops down from a tree nearby, landing with a thud. His left arm is bandaged but bleeding through the wrap. The weight of the revelation settles over them, their situation growing ever darker.
Master Akira?
They got Kuroki.
What?
She sent a tele-stress call about 5 miles ahead. She says she's suspended near some kind of waterfall. And there are men there who look like Ami soldiers.
Ame? Don't they know our states are on good terms now? How could they...
That's it. You have to leave me.
No, we can't.
Juba!
Look, I can't complete the operation. We all know the mission code of conduct. When a man is down, extract all information from them and leave them to die.
But Juba, I can save you.
That's generous, kid. But you don't have the knowledge or equipment for this deep of a wound. Akira, do what must be done. You're the most experienced. You know that chi path better than any of us, including me.
Juba.
Don't make me beg.
No, please. Akira, there has to be another way.
This is the way.
You're all stronger than you think. Now, finish the mission.
I know exactly what she's talking about. Memory execution? This chi path will extract and destroy all memories from the subject. It won't just erase her memories. It will be as if she never had them at all. It's a precautionary measure, used for ops personnel in case of body capture. I've only seen it used once. It's a terrifying idea. To lose everything that makes you who you are. Damn it. I knew this day would come sooner or later, but I didn't think it'd be on you, Juba. I see.
You're the commander, so do it!
I understand.
Don't be ridiculous! You think everything is about you? What about the rest of us? How do you think your decision makes Kurata feel? Or any of us, for that matter?
I've always liked you the most, Miyazato.
What are you talking about?
Because you always call me out when I act like a selfish idiot. That's what the squad needs. Someone who doesn't just follow orders. Someone who makes us question everything.
Kurata sobs quietly, his shoulders trembling as he kneels by Juba's side.
Don't cry for me, kid. I've made my peace, but I need to tell you about your father first.
Miyazato's eyes widen, and for a moment, the air is heavy with silence.
My father?
Your father, Taisen, and I, we shared a bond like no other. We would train in the woods together, betting on who could become the strongest in the least amount of time.
Two kids training in the woods, the scene vibrant and full of energy. The camera focuses on two young figures, Kid Juba and Kid Taisen, practicing knife throwing. They aim at jars balanced on tree planks, their faces lit with determination.
Huh?
You heard me. 2 bowls of ramen and you have to kiss me.
What? Ew, no way! That's...
What's the matter, Taisen? What are you, chicken?
No, I just... Fine. You're on. Ladies first.
I don't know why you do this to yourself, Taisen. You know I always beat you at anything we do.
You do not.
Oh yeah? Well, watch this.
He hands her the knives, a teasing smirk on his face. Juba hurls the 3 knives in quick succession. Each one sails through the air, missing every target. The jars remain intact, standing mockingly on the planks.
I was naturally good at everything I did. Except for knife throwing.
Oh man, you're terrible! I knew it!
Taisen bursts out at laughing, clutching his stomach. Juba's face turns red, her pride taking a hit.
Ugh, stop laughing!
Taisen laughs even harder, tears forming in his eyes.
Okay. You're still buying me curry, though.
Even though I missed, Taisen brought me a bowl of ramen every day that week.
Why? Why tell me this now? What does this story have to do with anything?
Because, even though he was such a pest, so particular about every little thing, he is an amazing person. And you don't give him enough credit.
I'm...
It's okay. I see you as my own flesh and blood, as my son. And as a mother, I must protect you, even from your own ignorance.
Miyazato faltered, his voice caught in his throat. Her voice softened, but her words carried a strength only Juba could muster. Kurata wiped his tears as Akira, tense and alert, scanned the trees. Juba's eyes shifted to the treetops, concern etched into her face.
Juba, it's...
I know. It's time.
Her voice steadied as she turned back to Miyazato.
Miyazato, the other reason I told you this story is because I saw your father take his shot, secretly, on his own later that evening. He didn't know I was watching. It only took him one knife.
You don't mean...
He destroyed all 3 jars with a single throw, blindfolded, with his left hand.
Blindfolded?
That can't be.
He's a genius, just like you. Me and Akira picked you for this team for 2 reasons. Your intellect and your immaculate aim.
No time to dwell on it.
Because we're surrounded.
Huh? What? No way. They caught up to us that quickly?
I can't tell Miyazato and Akira the plan. If I do, the enemy will overhear us. They have the skill to take these guys down, but they don't have my eyes to pinpoint the targets fast enough. Damn it. We need to cooperate. But how? I really wish we had Kuroki's telepathy right now.
The forest around them seems to hold its breath, the air growing heavy with an unspoken threat. Miyazato's gaze darts up toward the tree line, his breath catching as he sees shadows moving between the branches. Juba's mind races, her thoughts sharp and calculating. She can feel the weight of the situation pressing down on her. Suddenly, a soft voice echoes in her mind, catching her off guard. Juba's eyes widen in disbelief as she mentally responds, trying to focus through the chaos.
Hi, I'm still here. By the way, did you ever kiss that guy from your story? We so gotta have girl talk when we get back home.
Juba feels the pressure mounting, but Kuroki's voice offers a glimmer of hope.
Oh, hi. I didn't think you still had any energy left to actually send a message. Ugh, my sister must have filled her into that other part of the plan as insurance.
I actually don't, so make it quick. Hurry before I run out of chi. And yes, Minister Miso did.
Juba takes a deep breath, her voice low and commanding, though her heart pounds in her chest. The air around them feels heavier as the shadows move closer, the imminent danger thickening with each passing second.
Akira! Miyazato! Close your eyes! Now!
Juba, Akira, and Miyazato close their eyes, the tension in the air palpable, their bodies instinctively following Juba's command, trusting her leadership. The seconds stretch on as the plan is set into motion. The message has been relayed. It's time.
Now!
Juba swiftly tosses her throwing needles to Miyazato, who catches them effortlessly, his hands steady despite the danger. Without missing a beat, Akira forms a quick seal with his hands, his focus intense. His chi pulses, as he summons the illusion.
Mirage!
A surge of energy ripples through the air as Akira's power manifests. Giant eyes materialize out of nowhere, emerging from behind the trees and looming over the enemies. The effect is immediate. The enemy forces falter, their attention diverted by the terrifying spectacle.
I see you. I see you all.
The soldiers panic, their voices filled with terror as they face the surreal mirage.
Ah! What the hell is that? Get away from me! What are these eyes?
In the midst of the chaos, with throwing needles in hand, his expression focused and calm, Miyazato hurls them in perfect arcs, scattering them into the trees in every direction. The needles fly with deadly accuracy, embedding themselves into the foliage with a soft thwip. Suddenly, the frantic screams fade into an eerie silence. The stillness of the forest presses in. Birds scatter from the trees, the flurry of wings filling the air as the atmosphere shifts from chaos to chilling calm. You've been listening to Taisen Kogeki, featuring the voices of Kohi Buni as Aiko and Chio, Alan G as Miyazato and Abe, Alice as Military Academy Girl and Kuroki, Caitlin W as Mother Baba, Asa, Mimi, Juba and Kid Juba, Jordan W as Kenta and Kid Daisen, Shira Wester as Minister Miso, Raphael A as Kurata, Jonathan G as Akira, Kyle Waters as Hino and enemy soldiers, Rusfe as Jiro and Izawa. Music by Zeus, Rexby and Wuxtisvpra. Theme song. Pride vocals by Io Kasuga. Words and music by Suichi Sakagami. Sound design, Zeus, written by Zeus and Logan Hoffman. Directed by Zeus. Story and world design by Zeus and Lloyd Regan. Editing by Zeus and Gabriel Ibanez. Thank you for listening, and remember, stay true to who you are and fight for what you believe in. We'll see you next time on Taisen Kogeki.